Lashley's group, go.
One point would be a liberal would be one that would take more from your paycheck and distribute it to those who might not necessarily be well off. That is a economic liberal idea.
So liberals
regulate economy very highly.
Okay, they're going to regulate the economy very highly. Has that been said?
I think we just said that in the mix of our things.
Has that been said?
I think we just said that as you're going along here.
I do. I think you said that. Yeah, I think you did say that.
We
Kevin's group, go!
Alright, the next one we got is assisted suicide.
What about assisted suicide?
The fact that, again, you want to be able to die if you want to, as opposed to having the government tell you when you gotta live.
Okay.
Just the man in New York who wanted to die from cancer,
right,
and his wife also wanted to die with him.
Okay, so the couple, you had a man that had cancer, and he was old, and you had his wife that was healthy, and she wanted to die with him because they had been married so long. Is that legal to do in the United States?
No.
No. Okay. It was legal someplace else, though. What's the argument in this? What category does this fall under?
Libertarian. Libertarian because it's low on.
Explain to me why libertarian.
Because if the man wants to die from cancer, that's taking less money out of the government, so that would be lower on the wallet spectrum,
okay,
and it's lower on the moral spectrum because of the fact that it's not regulating what you can do as far as morals go.
Yeah, so actually where it's legal, it's very libertarian. Where it's illegal in the United States, it's very populist. Yeah, actually it is. Go, Kyle Lars group. 5, 4, 3, gotta go, 2, 1. The death panel, go with the death panel. A little bit louder, Kyle.
Alright, so pretty much what it was an article. It was people on dialysis, and they couldn't afford to put everybody that had failures on dialysis, so they pretty much brought in a bunch of people to decide who gets treatment and who doesn't. And
we're thinking that's a libertarian idea because the government didn't step in until afterwards to provide funding for it.
A libertarian idea.
I thought it would be socialist.
Okay, are you buying this?
No.
Death panels, are you buying it? Is this libertarian? No. Are you buying this? Is this libertarian?
It's a socialist idea.
Is this libertarian?
No.
Is this libertarian?
We weren't even listening.
Okay, I'm used to that. Yeah. Actually, I don't think I can go there on libertarian. On this one, if you can justify it, it works. That one, if you remember, was actually from chapter 3, and it was into the regulation redistribution thing. Yeah, I think it wasn't so much redistribution, not so much libertarian as it was they just didn't think that they had the resources. This would actually probably be more liberal once they did something about it. Probably more liberal. Luis's group, go.
Yeah, we got the taco stand article.
What about the taco stand article?
There's just an article basically where like they're setting regulations on what people can and can't do.
Okay.
And how they're selling things economically, like
okay,
on the streets. So they're getting rid of these like taco stand trucks. And then really the only reason that they're doing it is just to preserve what they used to have. So it being a Republican idea because they're conservative and they're not so much worried about the economic factor.
That's a really good way to rationalize that. That one was also from chapter 3, but if you remember, they're basically making the taco stands illegal because they had a high influx of Hispanic people into Gwinnett County, Georgia, and they're making these taco stands illegal so that they go eat someplace else to preserve the existing culture. Totally go with that. Olga's group, go.
Okay, with the article about the Jim Crow laws, because they want to preserve what was, they want to keep the black separate from the white,
right,
preserving what it is, so it's a conservative idea.
Very conservative. Can you give me an example or two of Jim Crow laws?
Books couldn't be shared between white and black students.
So basically, if a book was given to a white student, it always had to be used by whites.
Yeah.
If a book was given to a black student, it always had to be used by blacks. Can you give me one more?
Yeah, with basketball courts, you couldn't play within a certain, like 2 blocks within baseball. Or baseball, you couldn't play within a certain.
Ooh, nice catch. Yeah, baseball was the one, not basketball. You were getting ready to go out. Kevin's group, go.
Okay, the next one we got is the Iranian woman who got blinded.
Yes.
The fact that the government here controls how we would punish someone, or what they want to do is a person is allowed to do it themselves.
Yeah.
They're allowed to punish someone who offends them or something in some way. So basically, she's allowed to drop acid in the guy's eyes who
On
hurt
an
her.
unequal scale, though.
On an
Right.
unequal, because she only gets to drop it in one eye and one ear.
So
Okay.
the United States perspective is more conservative because the government decides how that person's going to be punished. The government's going to punish them, not you.
Okay, so in this instance, the woman in question, she was getting marriage proposals,
Right.
and she said no, and you're saying the guy came up and threw acid on her, and when he did this, he was like, basically, if I can't have you, nobody can. And then she won a judgment that says he could be punished for his crime the way that he had committed the crime on her. So if he threw acid on her, she could have acid thrown on him. Now, bedroom, wallet, moral, economic, liberal, conservative, libertarian, populist, what is this?
It depends on what side you want to go with.
For here, it would be
5.
conservative, but for them it would be liberal.
Okay.
Because they have hands off on, or no, they would have hands on regulating morals because they're saying that it's okay to throw it back in the other person's eyes.
Okay, you guys buying this? No, are you guys buying this?
All right then.
Are you guys buying this? Are you guys buying this?
No.
You don't even know what I'm talking about. Are you guys buying this? No, that one's from the first chapter. I'm going to have to throw you off on that one. I don't know if I can go there. Luis's group, go.
Can we talk about the New Jersey one, the one we just did?
You can talk about it.
Okay, it's about banning the hugs.
Banning the hugs.
On the public schools.
In the public schools.
Yes, and then if you were caught, you will go into suspension.
Okay.
And if that, how are they supposed to regulate a hug if they don't know what's like crossing the line or not? How are you supposed to?
That was the issue?
Well, I mean.
5.
No, it was the 3. Well, she's talking about the 3-second hug that they were talking at the beginning of the article.
4.
But it was actually it was
3.
banned.
They're worried about like the conservative ideas because before like there wasn't so much touching, and then they're more worried about lawsuits and things that can possibly happen.
Touching and lawsuits, so this is conservative.
Exactly.
The hug article.
It's popular.
Okay, the hug article is an example of populism, yeah, because the school is making an argument basically saying you can't decide when it's appropriate, so we're going to make it for you. Go, Olga's group.
We're going to talk about the starting and finishing line.
Talk about it fast.
Because the conservatives have the idea of everyone starts at the same spot and they end at different places economically.
Okay.
And that's the way they view it. While liberals look at things like that everyone should end at the same place economically, even though people start at different places. Help me out.
Did we say that in reference to conservative
Yes,
and liberal?
we did.
Or did we say that in reference to something else?
We did it.
Something else. Can you tell me what it was? Capitalism and socialism. Out! Luis's group. You can cut it now. Luis's group.